by these contractors who are giving all these parts and make them all accessible. And who pays for it? Taxpayer. Nevada taxpayers foot the bill for these. Like, just think about that. Like, something that like costs $7, $30, $35, and these. The funny thing is these contracts and all this contractual stuff is supposed to save money instead of having to buy everything individually. But if they buy everything individually, they would not be paying like $30 for things. But yeah, that's my spiel there. So yeah.
Okay, this seems like a good place to go to our next topic, which is fursuiting a waste of time? And I did put some points down for this. Why something as a waste of time? And for me, I think it's something that can't.
But there's also another question. The bigger question is well, not the bigger question, but a big question is, does something that gives you that gives you thrill, happiness, and those things waste? Like, one thing could be like what Joe Rogan was arguing. I don't want to get into that right now because I'm not prepared. But I'm not gonna lie here. We're all furries here. We're supposed to love each other so much.
The question I was asking was it coming from an outsider perspective, thinking of the question. So it's like, is it a waste of time? And I think it's something we should consider. I don't think it is, but I think it's something we should talk about at least.
All right. So let's talk about the cost. Average fursuits can range from the complete set can range from like $2,000 to $10,000, depending on
they get really expensive.
The details, the materials, and the time they got these things commissioned, because of the world. You have to import so much material to make these things. It's what goes into making a fursuit. And for me, I'm not the kind of person who would get a fursuit, not because of money or anything of that sort, because maybe in the future I could definitely get one commissioned. But the thing is I'm not the kind of person. I have an unsteady hand, and what I mean by unsteady hand, well, literally, I do. My hand is not very steady. I'm not very precise. I could never be a surgeon. I couldn't repair small electronics. I can't do that.
I get that.
I just can't. It's just something I can't do. My hands are not steady, and I like to move around. I like to creep. I think I do have ADHD or something. I do feel like I do feel a little more hyper than most people. It's more like a little episode where I just feel like, I just need to get it out of me. Sometimes I just shake my arms to get it out of me. I don't know what I do. Or I have a little fidgety thing here. Things that makeshift thing. I have this little twisty thing that's like, that could be used as like a little something to
not a fidget spinner, is it?
To generate water, to generate electricity using water and like a little turbine. It's huge. It's not very nice. I like smaller things. I'd like a little flash drive or something, or something smaller, something that's easier to move around in my hand. And that's how I prefer doing it, is have something that's kind of small, and I can just twist it around my hand. I can just move it with my fingers, and it helps me to concentrate sometimes.
I get that.
To be honest, throughout most of this, I was doing some fidgeting because it helps me concentrate. Because right now, I kind of do feel a little hyper, and that's how I sometimes deal with it. Now, in school, it doesn't happen often. But it does help having something.
Yeah, it does sometimes. One release I've got is skating, like whether it's on a board or I've got roller skates, anything with wheels that I push. It's a great time for me. I'm gonna love it. I get a thrill whenever I get going fast. Like I went on a ride last week and oh my gosh, did I need it. There were points on the ride where I was just breaking out in a smile. I was hot and sweaty,
Oh.
and I was going fast. I felt the wind in my face, and it was one of the best things I'd had in a while. And
Wow,
I
that's
was at a
good.
point at work too where I was starting to get depressed at work, and it just started to really suck. But I got on that board, and it just all washed away, and it was amazing.
So that's
And
awesome.
so, yeah, and I think that like there's something to gain from almost anything you do if you do it right. And like, is longboarding a waste of time? Some people will say no because you get a workout from it. But it's like,
Yeah.
so how is first doing a waste of time? You enjoy it enough to pay for it or all that stuff. And some people enjoy boarding enough to buy boards, which can get a little expensive sometimes. The one my brother got and I use because he's on his mission was
Mhm.
$100, and I've gotten a lot out of it.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
my
it's all subjective.
Yeah, and
I mean, I think I think you can break it down to being something objectively something that can be a truly waste of time. Because I think something like let's say, oh, what's a good example? Um, ooh, like mowing the lawn with scissors. Now
mhm.
that's time.
Yeah, it is.
That especially when you have like a proper lawnmower or those non-motorized ones. That
Mhm.
that's that's way to improve efficiency. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, look, we're talking about leisure things. We're talking about the end of the day. Oh, the irony. At the end of the day, it doesn't truly matter about being productive or anything like that. It's not like you're making money or anything. Leisure shouldn't be. And there's a reason why I'm using leisure and not pleasure, because pleasure has negative connotations these days.
yeah,
That's
it
why I use
does.
that word instead.
And that's something that is talked about too. Like, I watch I watched Fate Zero, and it talks about that from one of the characters talking to Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh says that you should find pleasure in something, and he gets mad at him and tells him that I wouldn't do something so degenerate, and Gilgamesh tells him, "Why has pleasure got to be that? It's like it.
Hmm.
That's not what pleasure is. Pleasure is something you find enjoyment in." I thought that was really interesting. That it was a really good point of view. It's like pleasure is not always doing the nasty. Sometimes it's something you really enjoy.
Yeah. Like, I love, what do I do for leisure? Most of these days, I'm just a bit of a bum and I'm just lying in my bed because I'm kind of, how things are in my life right now is not particularly great. It's a little
I get that.
complicated. I don't want to get into that. It's just not worth
Yeah,
getting into. I,
you should try
um,
longboarding.
but,
It's great.
hmm, but yeah, lately I haven't been really doing really much of anything for leisure, like anything actually fun. Like
Mhm.
I'm really not doing anything. All I've really been doing, well, I'm doing the productive fake sports stuff and all that stuff related to it. Like that's productive. That's I enjoy it. Some of it I don't. Some of it, like the legal stuff. Some of it's like dead on boring. But um, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. I just
Yeah, that was me for a little while for the past year
nothing.
almost. And I mean, I had a job selling Cutco with Vector, but I didn't keep myself motivated well enough to keep doing it, and I just kind of got complacent. And then I got a job at Walmart, and
Okay.
I, yeah, and it got me active again. I'm getting in shape better because pushing carts. If you're not in shape, you will be in a couple of weeks. And
Maybe I should do that. I need to lose some. This wolf is getting a little chunky, to be honest.
Yeah, you get a job that gets you in shape.
Yeah, definitely. A
And
normal job.
yeah,
Duplex is not a normal job. It's being an entrepreneur is being everything and doing everything, but it's not a physical job. It's just a mentally challenging job.
yeah,
But anyway,
taxing. Yeah, every job can be mentally taxing. Yeah, I worked at Classic for a while at Classic Fun Center, which is a skate rink here in Utah. And
okay.
oh, oh man, 3 years of that. No, I let me tell you, it's a good thing I learned how to skate because I couldn't have gone 3 years. And I got in 3 years was me squeezing everything I could out of that job. But for learning lessons there that I should have learned a while ago, like I became someone that was more about thinking I shouldn't waste things, including time, and that I shouldn't waste physical things. I try not to waste any food. If I'm not finishing something, I'll try to find someone that will, and I won't throw it away before that most of the time. And that job gave me a lot, and also took a lot. And I'm glad I got out of it. And I wouldn't go back and change having worked there for a lot of stuff.
Honestly, you shouldn't, unless you have to, you shouldn't be in a job that you hate.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen it firsthand. People, I've seen people who love their job and people versus who hate their job, and it's a fundamental difference. And it's not just
there is.
you being at work; it's your whole mindset.
Yeah,
Because especially if you don't like the job, it's gonna you're gonna be thinking about, oh my god, I hate that dude. He makes this horrible, etc., etc., etc. You have a million reasons and valid reasons why you don't like the job.
yeah,
And
and
my mom is in that position, unfortunately.
yeah, and that goes into one of my points about is work a waste of time if you're not paid well? And one of the reasons I quit was because I was getting paid $9 an hour capped, and I was wasting my life at that job. I was wasting time, and at a certain point, I stopped getting things that were worth it. I like every now and then there was a good customer that would make my night, and it was great for that, but that didn't happen often enough. I didn't get paid well enough to keep doing it. And
I understand.
I'm grateful for the lessons I learned there, but I couldn't keep doing that job. And at a certain point, it was a waste of time to keep going in.
I like wearing headphones. Honestly, I don't.
You don't like
Um,
it wearing headphones?
Not really.
I
Um,
get that.
yeah, I mean, my experience with headphones has been mostly negative because most of my experience with headphones was in school when we had to do that all those stuff where we had to listen and give us the cheapest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I always try to get the best headphones. Like I've grown up getting Skull Candies, and they were always a great company. They're locally based for me. They had a great warranty policy. Like you could just bring headphones into their headquarters, and they'd give you new ones, and it was great. And then they changed that to a 2 year policy, 2 year warranty, which is dumb. And the I just, I'm not sure about it. And like they're still like cheap and moderately high quality from what I've been able to tell. And the ones I've got right now I've been using since before all that stuff happened to Skull Candy, and that was like 3 years ago. I have these headphones that I've got right now in 2017, and these are the best headphones I've ever had. And I just got some new ones, true wireless Jabra Elite, which are nice so far. They've got hair through, which are nice, and these are gonna be my new work headphones too. Anyways, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And this bit was sponsored by Skull Candy.
What?
No, we were not sponsored.
No, we're not
That was
sponsored. I just have all